We are back for our finals tiebreaker between Renato Lima and Felix Corwin. We've got a 10-point tiebreaker coming your way. Renato starting off with the serve.
Bit of a microphone technical difficulty, but joining you as well, as I love to do. It's my Alex Gruskin. Pleasure to be on the call with you.
This is an interesting.
Like if you have introduced me.
I was about to. I was so shocked what was happening.
So literally sitting on your lap.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Big serve from Felix.
And just to recap, Max, for our listeners, obviously we're in the third set. Felix took the first after going up an early break, being broken, but then breaking back right away. Took that first set 6-4. In the second set, Renato takes it 7-6. Was all over Felix in that second set tiebreak. You know, Max, what are the key things you think Renato has to do to keep up the momentum, pull off the upset here against Felix? Phoenix.
Interesting. Honestly, I think he's got to keep doing what he's doing and staying in these points. I think he's winning by letting Felix make the mistakes, and I think it's funny because in the beginning we said he needed to be aggressive. I think now it's all the more clear that the longer he can stay in these points, the deeper he can keep his balls and, make sure that he's just being consistent from the ground. Yeah, and see, that's the kind of error he can't afford in this tiebreaker.
And we should say on serve still 2-1 Felix now. Renato to serve 2 points. For those of you who don't know, we're playing a third set tiebreaker up to 10 points. I agree with you. On the flip side there for Felix, what does he have to do to get back to his first set form, kind of retake control and insert himself in this match?
Yeah, I think he's got to be a little bit smarter with his shot selection. He will, if he stays steady from the ground, get his opportunity to be aggressive and take these points. And I think he just needs to be patient enough to do that. And a great ball from Renato right there.
I think the biggest thing for Renato that you didn't mention, physically, his legs. We heard him complain about it the first 2 sets.
And he also mentioned it in his post-match interview after the semifinals. I mean, he's played a lot of tennis.
Well, we've seen adrenaline might be the wrong word, but we've seen a bump in his energy level. Really picked up. He's chasing everything. As we mentioned, he's trying to really hug that baseline, stay on top.
And again, I got to keep pointing this out, but that backhand stretch from Felix, I think that is one of his better shots. The fact that he's able to stretch like that and not hit a slice.
What do you think about a half volley there? Just
he
went for a full swing. Come on, Renato.
He did.
That right there. As we mentioned,
3-2 Felix after the mini break.
So here are the things I wanted to add on. The shape, and we mentioned these all in the first 2 sets, but the shape of the Felix forehand, it seems like that is the heaviest stroke on the court right now between these 2 guys. And at the changeover, Felix is up. That mini break 4-2. For me, I think as long as he keeps dictating, that's really that's how Felix wins this match, right? He stays within himself. He understands, sure, I may miss 2 balls this high. I may miss 2 forehands in a row, but my mentality is I will make the next 3 because it's the right shot. We mentioned this. I think his backhand gets a little bit slappy.
Yeah.
But still, when he's making that stretch backhand, you're right. It's very tough to beat him. If you're Renato, you have to sit on. If you're going to come forward to the Felix backhand, he's going to go short angle at you. And at this point in the match, you have to know that. It'll be interesting to see how many of those scenarios happen in this tiebreak.
Absolutely. And that's just a great point from Renato.
Gets the mini break back, 4-3.
Absolutely, and if he can do that, we've said that we want to see him stay steady from the baseline if we think he's going to win this match. But at the same time, he was able to win that second set tiebreaker by being very aggressive off that return, and it's paid off now 4 or 5 times for him. I think he's got to recognize that that's something that's working, and sure, it's a little bit dangerous, but if he can continue to do that successfully, this tiebreaker could be his.
I think the biggest thing, as you mentioned, setting the tone, getting control of the point. The Renato has controlled aggression on his ground strokes is so much better than the one who's recklessly trying to change direction on a Felix forehand and go down the line. It's a good second serve, Felix.
That's the first second serve return we've seen from Felix go kind of awry. I mean, I wonder if he's getting a little bit nervous now at 4-4 in this tiebreaker.
I mean, we've said it all match long, but you can jam the Felix backhand a little bit with pace, and when you hit a big serve like Renato just did, you don't need, who needs Isner's second serve when you have that?
You hear Felix hear a little "let's go" before this point, and did not pay off, did not pump himself up enough. He's got to really defend his serve right here and not let this one get away from him.
As we mentioned, they're back on serve now. Renato leads 5-4. Felix to serve the next two.
All right, the question here is he going to be aggressive on this second serve return? He's stepping in. There it is.
Can I say, more impressive than maybe that second serve return was your call right there. That was some professional level stuff. I could not agree. That was the question I was thinking. And now the question becomes, you missed that forehand, and that was the right forehand there for Renato, the inside in. Where are you standing on this return? You're taking an aggressive stance.
You know what? If that same exact scenario comes up, I expect him to do the exact same thing. Go for that down the line forehand and stay up in the point. We just gotta see now if he can,
Massive.
That's a great time for that serve to come out.
They call that the I beat Tommy Paul special down the tee.
They call that the Max Rothman special from last night.
Honestly, I still think yours was harder.
I think it was too.
We can have Westhoff pull the clips, do a comparison.
Perfect.
That's a little deep. Yep. Notice how he's going after the backhand. I mean, it seems obvious.
The backhand return for Felix clearly is weaker.
I disagree.
Oh, look at that. That floats.
We'll get into it after the points.
It's a good ball.
That's exceptional.
And
exceptional.
And look, he's recognizing his necessity to be aggressive here, and it's paying off for him. He is hitting his spots.
He knows this is my chance. I got it to a third set breaker. What I would say, getting back to what you were saying earlier, if I'm Renato, I don't know if I want to go after the Felix backhand because it's the more compact side of the two. I'm saying with the serve, I think you can jam the Felix forehand with pace. I think the backswing, it's not that it's long, but it can be a little hitchy. Plus, as you've mentioned, and I'm sorry, how often have we seen Felix just hit slice chip forehand returns back when he gets jammed?
Sure, but the difference is a slice chip forehand stays low to the ground versus that one where he jammed his backhand. He kind of popped it up and floated it. It's a lot easier to be aggressive on that second ball for Renato. But big point here, 6-all here in the tiebreaker.
Interesting. That's why we worked well together. Because I think it's better. Take it early, keep the ball low, but with the forehand, you can't do that. So you're not wrong. I don't disagree.
Look, he pops that up.
No, but I think...
Oh, no.
Okay, so he won the point there.
Reckless error there from Renato.
Certainly, if we were keeping track, that error from Renato would be unforced. But did you see the way Felix trapped it early? There was no backswing. He got the depth part right. And again,
he did get the depth
a return
part
is
right.
not an exact science. There are a couple of components. As long as you get a few of the things right, it's beneficial. So you get the accuracy. He kept it deep there, and he placed it deep center, so there wasn't an easy ball for Renato to attack. I kind of like I mean, again, serving to a forehand, it's your own choice, but I have to say I like the Felix backhand return a little bit better.
Yeah, Felix serving here up a mini break 7-6, giving himself the opportunity to serve 2 points here to take him up 9-6.
Good man.
Thanks.
Tentative. Renato, that's a good one.
Tentative backhand there. These guys both just being cautious here.
Whenever Renato goes backhand slice, you know he's thinking about it. get. Oh, what a point. Both guys. What a point.
And I think that is the first down the line backhand I've seen Felix hit this entire tournament. And it worked perfectly.
No, he really pulled it out at the best time. That was a great shot from Felix.
Unbelievable shot.
I also think for Renato, he may have lost that point, but he played it exactly right. He kept swinging. He didn't fall asleep.
Yeah.
Didn't slice when he got to the stage.
I'm going to have to argue a little bit there. I think he had some opportunities to be aggressive, and let's see what happens here, though. 8-6.
Felix loves that slice out wide.
Wow.
That's
Coming into the net there, putting the pressure on Renato. Felix up 9-6, 3 match points.
8-6 is when you whip it out and you say, here's what I got, what do you have?
I mean, definitely have the confidence after winning that last point. Gives you a little more, room to breathe as far as swinging out on those forehands.
As we mentioned, championship point here, Corwin leads 9-6. I also told you he was going to go slice out wide.
You did. It was a good call.
Backhand return. Oh, there it is.
Wow.
Felix Corwin, your winner, 6-4, 6-7, 10-6, earning himself a wild card into the Cleveland Challenger.
Great match, fun to watch, hard fought on both ends, and you gotta feel for Renato. He fought back in this match and played fantastic tennis.
If I'm Renato Lima, I'm signing up for Cleveland. I'm signing up for Cincinnati. I'm signing up for Kansas City because he can certainly compete with anyone. I know it's tough now. And for Felix Corwin, it's a business trip well done. He came here. He had a goal in mind. Number 1 seed. I'm more than a point on UTR, a favorite than all of these guys. If I play my game, I can win, and that's what we saw today.
Absolutely. And look, I think we've seen from both these guys that they have the ability to play high level of tennis. And like you were saying, Renato had played some professional tournaments in the past, and I think he's got all the reason to keep aspiring for his pro dreams and go for it. Like you said, sign up for these challenges, start taking a bit of a leap. I think he has what it takes.
No, absolutely. I mean, both of these guys were just phenomenal. And for Felix, who already graduated, but for Renato, who doesn't, may not get to play the Challenger, we will see him again this college season. Hopefully he takes an event like this, there are great takeaways for him from this, and he knows what he needs to work on. He knows what he has to do to match up with a guy like a Felix Corwin. Maybe be a little bit more patient early on. He seemed a little bit testy. He's probably not aware of a situation, or not aware, but he's just not used to situations like this with the pressure added up. There's a wild card on the line. So for him, a fantastic effort. I don't know, what are your final thoughts on not only this match, Max, but the weekend in general?
Well, look, I think this is a great tournament. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the other Wildcard Series tournaments go. And I think, it just goes to show how high quality of tennis you can get even at these, quote-unquote lower-level professional tournaments. And it's just been fun. It was an intimate setting, great facility, fun, nice players, everyone really engaging each other. And I think, Alex, you need to get down there for an on-court interview with Felix. But this has been a fantastic tournament. And to everyone who is watching, thank you. Please make sure to subscribe to our podcast, check out the website, check out the social media, and really just appreciate all of your support.
Seriously, it was a great weekend. We have to end. Shout out to the Pearson Automotive Tennis Center for hosting us all weekend. Shout out to the Topnotch team. We made this pun earlier, but it really was a top-notch event. We had so much fun. One last time, for the entire Cracked Racquets team, for my wonderful co-host and man who flies through Miami, through Idaho, through whatever just to get here for this weekend, Maxwell LeBauer Rothman. I'm your host, Alex Gruskin. Maxie, I know it's not the podcast, but what do we say to our listeners?
Thank you for watching CR Live, and hey, great shot.
And we will see you all next week. Thanks, everyone.